What's up, Rockfin fight fans? Dr. VAzquez here. It's Sunday after the fight, so you guys know that we have to talk about what happened during the fights and what injuries from the medical standpoint we have to discuss. It was a choke kind of day. It was an unconscious kind of day. It was a day where the ref was just a tad bit late and we got to observe the effects of hypoxia. What is hypoxia? A brain without oxygen. And that's the effect of a nicely placed, tight guillotine choke around the neck. Now, you guys have wondered, why do fighters go out when you have that nice vice grip of a choke around the neck? Is it nerves? Is it arteries? Is it veins? Is it the vertebrae? What is happening in there? Hypoxia, the word says it all. Lack of oxygen in the brain. Now let's pull up the anatomy, the model of the head and neck. The neck and the head. Up there in the head, of course, the brain. Why does the brain need to keep working? Oxygen, glucose, all is brought in the blood, but the only highway towards the control tower right there is the neck. The neck is a little bit like Miami. It's a closed space. You cannot build anymore. There's no space left to build. It's very expensive realty right there. There's structures that are coming up through the neck that are keeping the brain fed and keeping you awake and all those vital functions. Now, there's two ways that the brain gets blood. Now, there are two ways that the brain can get blood. Of course, the carotid arteries, when you're seeing it from the front, but if you flip it on the side, you see that there's an alternate posterior way to get blood through the posterior vertebral arteries. Those arteries are protected from the choke, but when you cut off the oxygen delivery from the carotid arteries with that nicely placed choke, you get unconscious. Of course, you don't incur a lot of damage, a lot of permanent damage, because there's an alternate way of blood to get to the brain. Is it enough to keep you awake? Absolutely not. That's why you go out. The bigger roads for that oxygen to get to the brain are being blocked. A lot of times there has been a lot of talk. I even got in a back and forth with Kenny Florian back in the day, because he would say that you could train yourself to hold the choke. And now you can have a fortitude, you can have massive traps, you put your chin in there, but if you get a choke clean in there, there is no way to train your brain to be without oxygen, okay? You could dive deep in the water and hold your breath, and there's oxygen circulating in the system, but if you cut off the supply, you're going out, no matter how much you train. Okay, so that's the end of that argument. So that's why you go out from a choke. Again, the carotid arteries, the main way to get oxygen up there to the brain. You block it off, you simply go